Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on circumference. The circumference of a circle is the total distance around the curved part of the circle. We must rotate 360 degrees to find this distance. We can find the circumference of a circle by using any of the following two formulae, either this one or that one. For the above two formulae, we have that C equals the circumference of the circle, R equals the radius of the circle, D equals the diameter of the circle, and pi, which is a very special number in mathematics, it's actually what we call an irrational number, that's given the value of 3.142 as an approximation, or 22/7 as an approximation. Pi does not have an exact value, that is, an exact rational value. However, we can approximate it to either one of these numbers here for the purposes of doing the calculations. Let's look at some examples to see how this works. Find the circumference of each of the following circles using the given values. For number 1, we're asked to use pi equals 22/7. We're given the radius of 7 centimeters. So we can go C equals 2 pi r, just use that formula there, which is 2 times pi times r. The 7's cancel, and that gives us 44 centimeters, which is the total distance around there. For number 2, 8 centimeters is the diameter. We're asked to use pi equals 3.142, so we can use the formula C equals pi d, which is 3.142 times 8, which is 25.136 centimeters, and that's the distance around there. Number 3, find the length of the minor arc in the following circle. Use pi equals 3.142. So there's the minor arc there. Now the minor arc is always associated with the minor sector. This is the minor sector here because 75 degrees is a very small angle compared to that large angle there. And we use the radius of 48 centimeters. So because that's 75 degrees, this arc here, that is the length of that arc, will be 75 over 360 of the total circumference of the circle. Okay, and there's our 2 pi r. When we do all our cancelling, this here works out to 5 over 24. And when we do the simple cancellation there and the multiplication, we get 62.84 centimeters for the length of the minor arc. Find the length of the major arc in the circle. So here we're asked to find that length there, the major arc. If that's 120 degrees, this one here is 240. So that's the fraction of the full circumference, which actually works out to be 2/3. So that's 2 pi r, okay, because the radius is 6, and we've been asked to use pi as 3.142, so that's 2/3 of that. Using a calculator, that is the length of the major arc. Over here, find the perimeter of the diagram. Now here we have a rectangle, and that's half a circle. Okay, so for the rectangle part here, we have 8 centimeters plus 14 centimeters plus another 8. So that gives us those three sides. That section there is half the distance around a circle. So it's half times 2 pi r. Okay, you could also use pi d if you wanted, but see here, the diameter is 14 centimeters. So if you use 2 pi r, that's a 7. If you used just pi d, it would be 22/7 times 14. So it doesn't matter which formula you use. So when you add those three there, that gives us 30 centimeters. Okay, so that part is 30. So when you add those, that's the three sides of that rectangle. That gives you 30 centimeters. And over here, the 2's cancelled, the 7's cancelled. That gives you 22 centimeters. So altogether we have 52 centimetres, which is the distance all the way around there. Finally, find the perimeter of the diagram. Pi is 3.142. That's 4 centimetres, that's 4 centimetres, which is actually, each of those will be the radius of that circle, or 3/4 of a circle. So the perimeter will be 4 plus 4, so there we are there. And for that section there, since that's 90 degrees, that's 1/4 of the circle, so around here we have 3/4 of the circle. So it's 3/4 times pi d. I've just doubled the 4 centimetres to give us the diameter, so it's 3/4 times pi d. So there's our 8 centimetres, and when we work out that section there, using the calculator, we get 18.852 centimetres. Add those two up, and there is the distance all around that figure there. So this video has given us some interesting exercises where we can practice finding the circumference of a circle, and we've also seen how to work out the perimeter of some interesting shapes where part of the circle is involved. And remember, we're allowed to use pi equals 3.142 or 22/7 as approximate values of pi, so we can actually do the calculation.